Greetings everyone, I am Lady Ray Ashland Dragonelf, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload content. Currently, I am only uploading vlogs. When I get a new laptop and can record videos, I'm sure I'll be recording myself playing computer games and such. But other than the vlogs right now, there are a couple of game videos that I have uploaded of myself that you can look at, but I also have this multiple playlists of a bunch of different content of other YouTubers. Go through them all. Check out these amazing YouTubers. So today is, which I have my notes today. Today is vlog number 34. I am going to start this off with a rather darkish note. It's part of reality. I don't know if this would be a trigger or not for anybody. My mom, for the past 6 years, has battled complications with cancer. I don't think anything has truly turned into cancer. I don't remember if that's happened. My mom, she ended up with squamous cell carcinoma, I think it is, or something to that effect, in her mouth, which is cancer typically derived from smoking, which she's never smoked a day in her life. It's all secondhand smoking that she ended up getting it. And she's had multiple surgeries to take care of cleaning out what is cancer and also fixing up some scar tissue. I think it was on the first surgery that salivary gland was left open, butterflied open, so that it could heal and drain, but it closed in on itself. And that created a cyst that needed to be taken care of. Fortunately, with how large it was, the doctor didn't have to go in through her neck to empty it out and clear it out. He was able to go in through her mouth, so she didn't end up with scar here. But my mom, she has been complaining more and more about being in pain to eat. So that hasn't been good because she's in more pain and then there's spots that are showing up and not going away. I think she even said about like one on the tip of her tongue. So she does have an appointment. At the time of this recording, it's 10:04 a.m. She had her appointment like an hour ago. Or when it started, it was an hour ago. I will update in the description, and of course I do post on my Instagram and Twitter account of my YouTube. I'll post in the comment section, or not the comments, whatever bit of, yeah, whatever. I will update there as well about my mom's status in regards to her cancer, because my mom, she is very, very dear to me, and I am concerned for her well-being with what's going on in her mouth, because with this cancer, the fact that it has tried coming back multiple times, if it does turn into cancer, okay, yeah, it's not truly been cancer, it's just been the beginning stages before it turned into cancer. But if it does turn into cancer because of the nature of the cancer and the fact that it has shown back up a couple of times, if she doesn't get it taken care of right away, that will mean she'll have to go through chemotherapy and maybe radiation to get rid of it. So I'm like really hoping we don't have to go that far for my mom, but we shall see. So right now I really don't know. But speaking of my mom, my hair, I just dropped my beanie. My hair, I literally can't see that direction. My hair is actually in a mohawk right now. I'm guessing on where I'm putting the camera. I had actually previously done my hair up in a mohawk that was like farther, there's a strip farther forward, and that part there was actually in my face a lot. My mom didn't particularly care for it being in my face. I thought it was fun having it in my face for a bit in there. Part of it was annoying, but part of it was just fun having it around. Oh wait, I can't go that direction. But yeah, turn my head here. This is me hair. My mom ended up helping me put it up like this. Yeah, I think I just said that and I just repeated myself. But it was a fun little bonding thing that we did, because my hair is long enough to end up like this. So it was like really cool. All we really did was take a little scrunchie, as you can see right there, and we tied ponytails straight down the back. That's what I had done when I did it for myself. But also, another difference between what I had done was the bit that, the sections that kind of, they go back a bit, so it hides the line on my scalp. When I did it for myself, those lines were very, very visible. But it was both doing it for myself and my mom helping me with it was a lot of fun. So I'm going to change topic again, which I will change it like 2 more times after this. I did play Lord of the Rings Online the other day. I was able to take care of my housing upkeep, got that all taken care of. It's all pushed out till December, and which is really nice. It's a nice relief that it's not like a couple weeks that I have to quick get on before you're locked out. So I was able to take care of that, but I did notice that there are still bugs going on in the game. It took me 2 tries to get in-game. When I first launched the game from the launch menu, it did not show up my characters. My characters are not loaded in the character selection, and when I selected the character I wanted to, my main character, Dehenriel, I forgot what the name was. Oh well. It wouldn't load the game after selecting the character and hitting play or enter world. So I had to close out the game and try again, which it succeeded, and I was able to take care of the housing upkeep. Hilariously, I had forgotten what I had done with my flooring and walls in my house when I went to check it out. I was like, wait a second, is this even loaded? No, wait. All the furniture is loaded. I'm moving around correctly. Because when the house is still loading on the interior, when you're walking through, is that you don't move exactly like you would normally. So that was an indication, yeah, everything is loaded. Then I remembered, oh yeah, I changed the flooring and wallpaper. It was a good thing to remember. Although I did end up, I apologize for that look of I apologize for that look of confusion, as I was recording my video, my mom had actually called me to let me know that, hey, she's all done with her appointment and wanted to know if I wanted to walk and meet her for some coffee, which I do have coffee. I got a, what is this? German chocolate mocha. It is really good. I do like it. At the same time, I forgot that with coffee, it does upset my stomach a bit. So I'm going to be working on this slowly, and next time I would get a coffee, go decaf, see if that make any difference. This I got at Baristas. It's a coffee shop in Tracy, California. That's where I live, but I'm not giving my address to anybody like stalking or just curious to pay me a visit or anything. But yeah, we ended up going there. I walked down to meet up with my mom. She filled me in on what her appointment was about. I will go ahead and talk about it here, but I also, as I said earlier when I was recording, I will include what's transpiring with my mom in the description, and same thing on my posts for that I just announced on my social media that, hey, I got this video uploaded. Okay. So with my mom, so there isn't any signs of cancer. There are 2 spots towards the back that the doctor is seeing the same thing my mom is seeing and wants to keep an eye on those. Her tongue is swollen. We're speculating that perhaps because with all the work that has transpired in her mouth to deal with all the problems in there, her tongue is tethered differently. It's more towards the right. And like when she sticks out her tongue, it goes to the right because that's just the way everything's tethered and such. And that makes eating foods harder for her. And and she had been previously gone with my brother over the road while he was driving truck for 6 weeks, and predominantly she was eating breads. Breads are one of the foods that are a lot harder for her to eat now. Noodles as well, so like noodle soups aren't really an option for her unless she's like hard pressed for something to eat. So we're thinking that possibly just 6 whole weeks of predominantly just breads while my brother was going cross country at that point. That's caused the inflammation and the soreness, and it just has lingered and possibly just gotten worse with more breads that she's been eating. There is an ulcer on the tip of her tongue that will be dealt with in time. He gave her some medication. I'm not sure what it does, but I think it's supposed to help with the swelling in her mouth. So she'll be taking that. Her doctor is having her go in for a checkup in 3 months, and it potentially will lead to surgery. As the doctor said to her, may give her a tune-up, or will be giving her a tune-up. I'm not sure which. But he said tune-up, and my mom and I are both kind of laughing at it, and my mom was just like, jeez. So there is that update about my mom. We did have a nice little meetup earlier with a coffee. She ended up getting herself a nice coffee because of the doctor poking and prodding in her mouth and shifting stuff around. It left her really sore, which typically she ends up getting sore all the way down to her neck because that's how the muscles are shaped. And she wanted something cold, so we both got cold beverages, as that would help for her to get a cold beverage. That helped soothe the pain in her mouth. Both, I don't remember what she got, but it was chocolate and coffee, a bit like me. But hers isn't as sweet as mine. But they both, I sampled hers, and it definitely tasted like chocolate and coffee, just like mine. It was kind of funny when she got in. I saw that she had pulled onto the street, and so I was walking down the street to go meet her. And then my phone started ringing in my pocket. The ringtone that I have set for my mom is Obla Di Obla Da by the Beatles. And that started going off. And so I just pulled my phone out of my pocket and I held it up for my mom as she could then see me. She ended up hanging up on me. Or ended the call without leaving a message because she saw me. She thought she had seen movement on the reflected on the windows, and she ended up hearing a little bit of my ringtone going off. So that was a funny little touch. Yeah, she's sore, tired. She also didn't sleep too well last night, but she's going to be okay, I think. Now back to, because this was a serious interruption from when I was recording initially, I figured go ahead and stop recording, talking about my house on Lord of the Rings Online, because talking with my mom, figuring out what's going on with her, and then her inviting me to go get coffee. It was really important, so I just had to stop working on my vlog. So, yeah. Back to my house. In my bedrooms, I had changed the flooring and wallpaper a bit, and I found out that my color combination of the floor rug and a rug that I had put down on the floor rug, they just didn't, they clashed terribly. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do to change that out to something more suitable. Because I think I decided that I wanted the flooring and wallpaper to be separate from the main room and study compared to the bedrooms. Excuse me, hiccup. And so that's something I will eventually work on. Anyways, now I'm changing subject. That first the 2 times that I had said earlier, even though I ended up doing 3. change of subjects. I do want to draw more, but I have come to the conclusion my posture is just too terrible. So I'm going to possibly hold off on sitting hours on end every single day, or sitting like 1 or 2 hours straight, working on a drawing. So maybe like half hour work on a drawing and just space it out over the days. So then I can draw, but I'm limiting the amount of time I'm in the position that I end up in, because I end up sitting at my desk and my nose is on the paper, practically glued. I'm bent in half, and it kills my neck, my back, even the muscles in my head, because all that's interconnected. So I am looking into getting an easel. I found one that I do like, and just a matter of purchasing it, getting it shipped here, as I don't think I can go to the art store to purchase it. So that is what I'm going to be doing to take care of that. I do really want to work on writing more and uploading more of my literature, including pieces that I've already written. I could just use my laptop for that, which would be easy enough to do. It's just I need to make sure I do have energy. I'm being very negligent on food. I keep falling back into a bad habit, and I'm getting very, very frustrated. And I'm looking forward to the time when I just say, screw it, just eat properly. I need the energy for a lot of stuff, and I'm afraid to do like a lot of physical activity to lose weight and work out to do that. And I'm afraid I don't have like enough nutrients in my body to sustain me. So that it's a trap that I really, really hope other people out there aren't so slow to get themselves out of, because it's something that you really need to change your mindset to push to go through it. And I know like some people like it's different, but addicts, like former addicts, they're like constantly in a battle with themselves even after they've gotten clean. A good portion of them are, at least, if not all of them. So it's really something you have to constantly battle yourself with, and that's something I'm understanding with myself. I have to battle with myself to get better and make sure I eat healthy, exercise properly with days of rest, and just, yeah, I really hope other people can learn from that, even though I'm like repeating over and over again. I just haven't gotten my mind into the place I need it to be for that. Alright, now this is going to be probably the longest section of my video, as this goes into GTA 5 online shenanigans. I was able to play with my new friends Expo and Madi. I've been playing with them a fair amount, and they've been helping out me a lot too. Last week, somewhere in there, my brother, he was able to get online for a short period of time, and he ended up coming over to where Madi, Expo, and I were, which we were doing a setup for a mission. And I got completely lost in that whole thing. And then next thing I know, I have a 4-star wanted level, and I have to get my butt out of there, and I'm lost. Well, my brother ended up showing up after I managed to get out of that spot, and his car was destroyed on top of Expo and Madi, thinking that he's there to cause problems. I didn't realize he was there, so I couldn't tell him that Dung is my brother. Which, I was on the phone with my brother at that point in time, but I was so focused on hightailing it out of there as best as I could that I wasn't hearing anything my brother was saying until he had said something about the situation. And fortunately for him, he stole a cop car because it was right there, but I had a 4-star wanted level. I don't know where Expo Madi ran off to either. I ended up trying to help my brother out to escape, and we eventually stopped with the having the wanted level. Um, and I ended up tiredness really hit hard that day because I did not eat well, so I had to just go ahead and get off for the time and head to bed. Um, but we did. It was a very interesting experience. And I think my brother might have asked, what did I find or what did I walk into? And I'm just like, you just came over to chaos. That's all that was. It was just chaos. Um, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, Sunday, was another day that I was able to play with Expo and Madi. Then also my brother, dad, and mom. I was able to help my mom to purchase an apartment in the Eclipse Tower, which there was a sale on it, which was really nice and suitable for her because it meant she had to pay less for the apartment. Um, and and we were in her apartment. Then my brother came over with his blimp, and he was flying it around in front, and somewhere there he landed it on top of the Eclipse Tower, and then some reason it rolled over, and we were joking it needed a belly rub. Dad showed up with his fighter plane. Um, Expo, who had joined us, I'd let him know Saturday that we were all planning on playing Sunday, and I would invite him and Madi to the server, um, which they ended up coming over at different times. But Expo, he's a really good flyer in the game, and he ended up coming over and was doing tricks with his helicopter. So we were watching him from my mom's window in her apartment, and Dad ended up shooting the windows below us with his fighter jet, and it was smoking. I looked down and I could see that it was smoking, and my dad said on his screen he could see that it was burning. I ended up running off to go get my motorcycle. Then I ran back, and I was watching my mom's laptop as I was on my brother's laptop with next to hers on the dining table, so then I had an easier time helping her out. Because my mom, she knows how to play Wizard 101. The movements on that game compared to GTA 5, completely different. So she needs coaching on how to move around and drive and stuff like that. So I was watching a bit on her monitor or her laptop and making sure she didn't get kicked from the server. Then I ended up seeing Expo. He was doing stunts in front of the window. He's doing an air show. And my mom and I, we ended up running over to the casino. Someone there, we did get her a new motorcycle. So, between my brother and I, we got her over to a shop. And there was a guy, PN, a friend of Expo's and Madi's. We ended up hanging out with him later. Let's see. Okay, so I believe we were in my dad's penthouse at the casino. My brother, dad, and I, we were playing blackjack after everybody had gotten drunk, and I think we all got the Macbeths. Yeah, all of us had at some point. It's hilarious in game. You never know where you're going to spawn at. It is a serious issue, like people getting so drunk they black out and don't know where they wake up at in real life. But it's nice to just have a funner version of that, I guess, where it isn't as serious. But yeah, we were playing blackjack. Then I took off to go somewhere. I took off to help my mom to her apartment in the Eclipse Tower. Then I went to go check out getting hair done. As the hairdresser in the penthouse, they do not offer the bizarre colors, nothing unnatural. So I wanted to go change my hair color to something more unnatural, which I ended up. I called myself a hothead because my hair looked like fire. And then my dad, he wanted to play around with the bizarre hair colors as well. So he ended up, he was just 2 streets north of me, and I told him to come down south 2 streets because that's where I was. And so he did. And while he was getting his hair done, Expo showed up along with PN. Their cars were out there. Then all of a sudden, Brandon lands his plane. I think his plane was a stunt plane. And so they're all running around. Expo and PN, they were shooting each other. I don't know which one it was, but they were shooting like their sci-fi gun and bouncing themselves around, knocking themselves back and up. It was hilarious standing inside the hair shop and just watching the shenanigans happen. Oh, jeez. And then we ended up going out. Dad wanted to check something in his penthouse, so he ended up running over there. We all ended up following the general direction to get there. And my brother, we all, Expo and maybe PN as well, and myself, saw him crash his plane. He was like, did not mean to do that. He ended up saying that it was a bit cold. So he crashed it and made it burst into flames so to warm up. That was very entertaining. And then I was on my motorcycle that had 2-seater, so I went over to where my brother was. Then Expo and PN, they went over to the casino, and I let my brother drive. He got it stuck behind a bush and against the wall of the casino in the front there. And so he was trying to get it out. PN told him to get off, so he did. And he was shooting my bike, trying to get it out. I jokingly said, "You're paying for the damage." And he said, "I don't have any money." So eventually he ended up destroying my bike, and my dad came over with his car, all the while Expo is trying to back up and get my brother into his van, which eventually he successfully got my brother into his van, but he was dead at that point, so then he respawned. But my dad, he ended up taking my brother because he ended up picking up the wrong person to go get my bike, and then brother rode it back, I believe. My dad was in his car. Expo killed me twice in that duration, and so I killed him. Then I proceeded to kill PN. Then PN ended up headshotting me while I was hiding in a bush. And I said, "Nice shot," and he laughed. Brother gets back, dad gets back. I never did get back on my bike, except for a short period of time. I go down to where I knew my brother was and where my bike was, because the last I knew my brother had it. And I go and comment into the chat, "Where's my motorcycle?" And so I started beating up my brother. He didn't know where it was. And Expo said he had it because it was in his van somehow. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a bit congested. Okay. Which was hilarious. Somehow I ended up getting out of it. And then there was an ambulance that showed up, so Expo was running around in that. My brother, he jumped into the bed of a dump truck, and I don't remember who it was, because I think there was somebody else that had joined as well. They ended up jumping in the back, so I jumped in the driver's seat, and everybody else piled into the dump truck. My dad at that point had a 2-star wanted level, so he ended up following along behind, and I eventually I stopped because like he was right. I had to stop in order for him to get on. I thought he was going to drive up and jump into it. But so I stopped, he climbed in, I took off, and I ended up going up this dirt trail until there was a break in the barrier, and I downhill, straight downhill. My dad, he had gone AFK because I just realized I might have been talking a bit fast for all of you. I don't know. I was getting excited. I apologize for that. I need to pay attention to that more. Around that time, dinner was getting very close for my brother, dad, and I, and my mom. So we ended up having to leave shortly at that point. So my dad had gone to help with preparations for dinner, and my brother and I, we were still playing at that point. And as I went downhill and bumping and bump all the way down, the people that were in the bed of the pickup were glitching out. Dump truck. Wrong vehicle. Dump truck. They were glitching out, and at one point I did tip over a bit, and like 2 or 3 players fell out. My dad being one of them. Then I ended up bailing at that point out of the truck, let them know that we have to go for now. I believe at least my dad left himself in game, just would have been kicked from the server from inactivity. Not sure what my brother did. But when we were saying our goodbyes, I was standing next to my AFK dad, and my brother came over and he nuked us. Nuked all 3 of us. Expo, or PN, one of them was laughing their ass off, and as I told them, as my brother, dad, mom, and I, we all typically are conversing with voice chat, though my mom's doing a bit of the text chat. I was letting them know that we've been laughing our asses off. I hope I don't get demonetized for that word, for saying that, but we were laughing really hard over the whole shenanigans that was happening. And as I told Expo and Marty, since they like my sense of humor, they would get along with my brother and dad too. Oh my gosh. But yeah, we had a lot of fun doing all that. I am planning on playing more after I get done recording and start my process of stitching together both halves of this video and uploading it. There's some things I do want to take care of for my business on there, and also just run around with my mom too. So yeah, that's that. That is all I wanted to talk about today. So I will see all of you later. Feel free to check out my channel up there, and my vlog playlist is right here too. So all of you take care of yourself. Have fun. Don't stress too much if you can, but understand that stress is normal. All of you take care. Ad Astra.